Hello, Preston here with another video on my channel, Prolix Art. Today we're going to be doing another Artist Reacts video. It's been a hot minute since I've done this, and it's again with Pewdiepie. So we're going to check that out here in a second, because he made a year-long of 365 days of drawing and testing out all of that, and I think it's going to be pretty cool to see what comes of his art. So let's jump right into it.
What's the progress? Was it worth it? So this all started as a random idea. I wanted to make a progression video and I picked art because I thought it was easy to track. Like, I'll draw for 30 days, I can show the first day and then I can compare it to the last day. That'll be interesting to see. Did I make progress? And people enjoyed it even more. There was no way I was gonna stop. I had to do at least a year. And here we are. Being here, I have so many emotions. I am happy. All right, let's dig into it.
I'm really glad that he's enjoyed himself as an artist. Art is pain, art is great, but as long as you're enjoying it, keep working at it, because I think that'll be the best for everyone, especially yourself when you're trying to improve your art.
Watch. Sorry, my nails. This is where it all started. 365 days ago. Day one. Is that a self-portrait? It's a beer. Man, this is nice to watch. Like, okay, some are not terrible. This gives me confidence. Here's when I started to look up tutorials and stuff online. Do you think it'd be better?
Looking up tutorials is a-okay to learn how to draw and get into a good spot. It's interesting to see everything along those lines.
Sort of allergy. Like they ate a lobster and they have a seafood allergy. The chin is very big. I probably would have made it something more like, I wonder if I can fix this. I feel bad for future past stuff. Damn, I drew so hard, I can't erase. Damn, such a simple change and it's already so much better. I realize, and maybe other people have said this too, but drawing is more about training your brain to see rather than actually technical with your hand. I think that's a misconception I had. But after 30 days, this was the progress of my first video. I was so happy with it, and I think I should be. So this is my progress after 82 days, 84. And I really think here's where I peaked in terms of if you wanted to just improve as much as possible in the shortest time. I think just adding colors on papers is so satisfying to look at that it kind of forgives a lot of the anatomy errors, the poor line work, the sketch is still being there. Like, it's just nice to look at regardless.
The thing about looking back at your art is you're always going to be hypercritical, especially since you're improving. So him doing that is great, but it still looks awesome the way that things are looking in this. It looks so cool.
For my 100-day video, and yeah, it's cute. I did it. I drew something. So let's check the progress from there on. First of all, don't do what I did. I just kept drawing the same things. Anime girl, too much anime. Just bad. I was trying to be...
Everyone goes through this phase, honestly, of just drawing the same thing over and over and over again. It's very interesting to see that he's complaining about it, but I'm just looking at, like, I had that phase. Oh gosh, it was a crazy phase.
Technical and like give myself notes so I can improve. I wanted to be more consistent. I think that's why I kept doing this. But if I had to redo it, absolutely not. This is where I should have moved on to something else. I should have just drawn anything else. And eventually I did. I really wanted to draw more color, but it takes so much time to do that, and I really felt like I needed mileage more than anything.
Color does take forever to do anything with it, so this is very accurate. Taking anything color-wise takes time.
Color, sure, we'll ink it, but that's the most effort I'm gonna get into. Yeah, just sketching random stuff I find online. Finally, I move on and I draw boys. This is the boys arc. I drew so much guys from anime because I thought I drew so many mangas. You probably recognize these. I think this is Jujutsu Kaisen. I think, you know, this is a good time for me to address a couple things from my last video. And one of them is just a huge thanks to other YouTubers that reacted to my video. I think that was so cool to see and actually get encouraged by professionals. I really, really appreciated that.
This is awesome.
Another thing was that people said I had an art background. That was like a rumor that went around. And I guess I take that as a compliment, but no, I do not. I have not studied art. That was the whole point of this video. I was not being disingenuous. I have not drawn since I was a kid. But I loved doing Photoshop. Before YouTube, I loved Photoshopping images. And creating artworks that way. So maybe in a sense that helped. But I think the biggest sort of thing that helped is that I'm actually older. Like I'm 35 now, and I think if I did this thing when I was younger, I would not have seen the same improvement.
Is very close to home because I'm getting to my 30s here soon, and sometimes you're more willing to learn when you're older because you're going from the beginning and trying to start over and start fresh. So this is kind of that kind of spot for him. But I feel like the way that he's progressed is great. And yes, any art can be interpreted as a history and art, but this specifically is a completely different skill than Photoshop bashing and Photoshop or photo manipulating and things like that. So I gave my critiques of his past stuff, and I think he did very well with it. I think some of his stuff was very good, and I think getting to those different critiques is a good idea.
I think, you know, the improvement I had, anyone can achieve. Like, I wanted my video to be inspiring for other people to do the same thing. Like, that's my goal. Like, people say anyone can draw, and I truly, truly believe that. Security of mine was brewing, which was, I couldn't, like if I wanted to draw anime style, sorry, it's hard to see here. You start with a circle, you draw a middle line, you draw where the eyes are going to be. You kind of figure out how the chin is going to be, the nose, the mouth, the ear. And then you swirl in some hair really quick. This method is so helpful because when you draw, it's all about balance. Like if I drew...
Pretty sure that method is called the limnus method. One moment. I'm gonna look this up. Loomis. Okay. So it's the Loomis method if you guys want to look up that more specific. It does have a lot more details on like adding other circles to the effect for more geometric shapes when it comes to the head and so on, but I think this is a good method. It's a method for a specific reason, and I definitely like it. I use it a lot, so
correctly, same thing, and anything is like out of proportion, the whole thing just kind of looks weird. So to draw directly, it was so difficult. So I bought this pen. This pen is amazing. It's a brush pen, and if you squeeze it, ink comes out, and you can draw really slim lines or really thick lines really quickly. And I told myself I was going to force myself to use this pen, even though it looks like shit. I was going to really, like, I'm going to use this pen. I need to learn how to draw without the whole circle thing again.
I actually do have a sketchbook somewhere in storage where I followed this. I was drawing strictly with pen, no necessary guidelines, nothing, just drawing with pen as much as possible. No, drawing with pen is the best way to improve your draftsmanship, and I recommend drawing with pen over regular pencil and eraser any day.
At least that's what I wanted to do. And it took some time.
He's improving so much.
It felt like taking 100 steps back, but that's how you have to improve. You know, you have to get out of your comfort zone. But I think eventually I started to sort of get the hang of it. Did some manga panels, and yeah, it feels like I'm looking at a manga. It's really cool. Getting more comfortable. But what I should have been doing is draw other things as well. I did find it amazing, like how I could all of a sudden, even though I never practiced drawing a cloud, I could draw a cloud better than I ever could. So that's cool. Okay, I'm done. But I think something finally sparked in me where before I was like, okay, I just want to draw for the sake of drawing. I don't have any interest in anything. I started drawing manga panels. I started drawing perspective, and I wanted to understand these things. Drawing landscapes. This is Nihei. I love his work so much. So finally, after, I don't know, 300 days of drawing, I picked up an art book. I should have done this ages ago. So I picked up a couple.
I do have a video about art books that I recommend before we jump into what he probably recommends. I will probably make another video about that soon. I will figure out what books I would also recommend. But yeah, getting art books to help you have a foundation as well as drawing foundational things like cubes and other aspects can help a lot.
Art books, some more technical than others, but I really enjoyed this one, Taco, because I enjoyed the style of it. Obviously, everyone has.
I love Taco's books. I believe I talked about him in my last video, but I love Taco's books. His stuff is amazing. It's very straightforward, and it's helped me a lot.
From preferences, I think if you were to be a professional artist, you probably want to pick like a human anatomy book and really study it. But for me, it's just supposed to be fun, and I think if I'm having fun, I will remain consistent. So at least that's what I was trying to focus on. I picked up books about perspective because I want to learn and I want to understand this. And I think finally that clicked in me. It went from me just wanting to sketch whatever to, no, I actually want to understand these things so I can draw them better. And I wish I did that sooner. Again, this felt like taking so many steps back because I had no clue how to draw a body. Zero. I had not practiced it at all. I had sketched so much, and it feels embarrassing to admit this, but like everyone was so amazed by my 101 that I felt like, okay, well, my year one has to be really good, right? Like, but progress isn't a straight line. Like, I think I was being too hard on myself where I was getting close to a year and I'm like, I don't have anything to show for it. I drew a full body one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like comparing it to my 80-day one, and I'm like, the 80-day one, it's still better. Even though it's just like full body, it's still better. So yeah, if you want to improve, you have to kind of go through the pain of sucking again, I guess.
He just like all of us. As an artist, he's just like all of us when it comes. He's an artist now. I don't know if anyone else has put that term on top of him. He is an artist now. Whether or not he was one beforehand, I think he's an artist now. But he's going through the improvement process of being an artist, and it's he's just like me. There's a lot of times when I'm just like, I don't like what I'm making. I don't like what it's going for, and I have to restart like 5 times. There's a project for work that I did that I was not enjoying at all, and I decided that I just need to do scribbles and see how it works, and it worked out. So yeah, it happens sometimes.
I guess it really felt like, oh cool, like I drew for this much and I don't have anything to show for it. I think I wanted to learn to draw and actually understand anatomy. Before, it didn't matter to me. It was just a hobby, but now I'm like, I want to actually know, like, how do you draw legs? How do you draw different expressions? Panicking. Like, it's been so frustrated this entire month. Not only because I wanted to show for the video, but I felt genuinely in me, like, I can do more. I know I can do more. I know I can do better, and I really wanted that to show. So I really did push myself a lot towards the end here, and that's when I bought an iPad. Coming in clutch last minute.
Woo!
Super satisfying to draw with a pen on an iPad, but obviously it was way different. So again, it was
drawing on an iPad with Procreate is the most satisfying thing. As long as you have the paper like screen protector, it's so good. I love it.
So let's go through the last thing I drew, which was on the iPad. So I started off just sketching, and I was still too scared to draw bodies. I drew this, which I thought was going to be amazing, and I ended up really hating it. I think the colors are fun, but I didn't know how to draw hair. I at least tried to draw like a full body, but I was so scared of getting it wrong that I think I just made it look weird. So I practiced drawing hair, but it's just like nothing interesting about it. This is just to try it out. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna really Wow, you guys. I started the line work. I tried my best to draw the actual hands. This is gonna be so good. And this is the end result. And I genuinely hate looking at it. I've looked at it so much, it just pisses me off. Even now, I don't want to. In my head, it was gonna be so much more, you know? And then you look at it and you're like, oh, cool. That was it, huh? I desperately tried.
So, with those thoughts that he has about jumping into digital art like he did, that is the hardest thing to do. Going from traditional to digital, yes, there is a overlap. There's a huge overlap. But there's understandings when it comes to digital that it's so open-ended that you gotta figure out what strokes and what type of strokes you want to put into everything. So it's very different.
Draw something else because I don't know, like I felt like I could do more, but I kept drawing and I couldn't. Like it just came out looking weird and unsatisfying. This was supposed to be like the most simplest thing ever, like black high contrast with some color. Still, I didn't like it. Full body with perspective, and I thought it came out pretty good. I was okay with this one, but I still felt like I could do more. So I sketched for a couple days, and I told myself I'm gonna give one last effort. I have to really like it to actually sketch it. And this is the last thing I drew. I finished it yesterday.
That's awesome.
And I think I'm finally happy with it.
Pewdiepie, I know I'm just a small YouTube art creator out here in the boons, but this looks awesome. This, for someone who roughly a month or two of getting into digital art, jumping into digital art, trying to do all that, this is awesome. I think this is great. This is so, I love the colors. I love the way that you simplified the lighting and the shadows. It's so good. I know you're starting out and everything, but seeing your progress from the sketch phase to now digital is just amazing. I love watching people grow in their art. I've seen many people definitely surpass my skills in the past years. So this is awesome, seeing more people get into art and learn to be better artists. So
I finally drew clothes that isn't just black, and I actually put some more time into the hair and like making the lines look nice and small little details and having the high contrast light. Maybe it's wrong, but it's there at least, and I think it makes it more interesting, you know, with some shadows and different pose, you know, all of it. I think I'm finally happy with it. I think for a year progress, yeah. Am I allowed to be happy?
Yes. Yes, you are, Pewdiepie. You are allowed to be happy with your art. That is one thing that, as artists, we are allowed to do, is be happy about what we create.
It took a lot of pain to get there, you know? Like, let's compare. Day 1, day 365.
This is awesome.
I don't know, maybe... maybe you guys disagree, but I feel like I finally beat my 80-day whatever. This is still better. I don't know.
That is 100% me. So I've been trying to top my War Greymon piece for years now. I've been trying to get beyond that skill, like the way that I made that look. Yes, there's some issues with it when I look back on it for, you know, Ty, but that Greymon piece that I made years ago is still just, oh. I look at it like, this is my favorite piece I've ever made, and I don't know if I'll ever top it. And I'm trying to top it. I'm trying to learn skills. I'm trying to improve. And I look at it and I'm like, you're still my favorite. I made it into a playmat because I loved it so much, man. It's so great. But I totally get that. You're looking back, you're like, nah, this one's better. This one. But that is part of being an artist. You're getting back onto that slope. You're going to go up and you're going to get to that point again.
I genuinely cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support with making these videos. It was such a massive encouragement for me to actually continue doing this. I'm the kind of person that love to try different things. I try new things all the time and I really enjoy doing that. But every once in a while, I find something that I really, really, really love and I will continue doing no matter what. And I think art might just be one of those things for me. I used to love drawing as a kid and I don't know why I stopped, but I'm so happy to be back doing it. It feels like I never stopped. I wanted this whole thing also to be inspiring. I want other people to have this experience as well. People say that anyone can draw, and I truly believe that. And it goes for anything really. Like, it's about practice, constant practice, no matter what. It's not rocket science. You put in the work and you get a result for it, hopefully. Like I said, I love to do so many different things. Usually if I try something, people are like, oh yeah, that's cool. Well, watch me do it 100 times better. And it's just kind of like, ah, yeah, I'm just a beginner. But with me drawing, it was genuinely just everyone being encouraging. And I think that was just amazing. And I really appreciate that. So yes, thank you everyone. I'll see you guys in the next one. Whenever that will be, I don't know, but it will be.
I'm really happy that he's found the art community to be so helpful, because that's something I've always wanted to promote in the arts, whether it is through my own means or through other communities and so on, because we're artists, we understand the pain, we have the empathy for it. But just to see the growth and the premise of everything that Pewdiepie has done in the very short amount of time, like a year, it's incredible. I've shown my year progress in sketchbooks, and you guys who have been subscribed to me since day one have seen my growth for the past 4 years here on YouTube. The art community is just phenomenal, and I hope, Pewdiepie, you do another one of these videos, not because it's easy content, but because you enjoy it. I want to see your progress. I want to see more of what you create, because it's awesome. And maybe the next time it will be, the 2-year mark or the 4-year mark, or who knows what you're going to plan to do with this skill of doing it every day. I personally would like to know more. I would like to see more. But it is up to you. And I hope you enjoy it. And I know I'm just a low artist here on YouTube that posted this well after everything, but if you need any help, or anyone, I'm willing to be out there to give advice where I can. But there is a plethora of artists out there that can give great advice and help you as an artist to improve, not just Pewdiepie, but you right there. And I hope that you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoyed my reactions and everything. Yeah.